All right, I hit the record button. Let me get the mic over here. Let's talk. We were going to talk about a lot. This was going to be very in depth too. We were going to go on and on about some of the situations I know involving one Tom MacDonald and this person and that person and the other person and the third. And then I realized I can't talk about none of that because I refuse to look down. So keep standing on the top of your ladder, man, and keep yelling. That's how we're going to approach it. That's our view on it. Yeah. Hog gang, baby. It is what it is. You either know or you don't. But anyway, Tom MacDonald drops Withdrawals about a week and a half ago. Y'all know how this goes. I got work. I got obligations. I got things to do. And so do you. And every now and then we cross each other's paths on this thing called YouTube, man. And I check something out that you already been vibing. Let's see what Mr. Tom got for us. We're going to move right into this. The song is called Withdrawals. I got to fix the cut. Oh, I blame Dactar. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. I don't know. That's a good cut, right? Let's see. We got the top. Yeah, we got to pay homage to Nova Rockefeller. Because she kills it on these videos. Oh, wait. I got to get this red line off. Thank you. And then get that mouse over there. And y'all ready? Let's do this.
The doctor said to talk to him if I wanted to get off my meds. But I never called his office and poured the bottle in the garbage can. I'm stuck in this apartment and I'm anxious like the cops are here. I tried to call like all my friends. None of them are answering. Is this the moment where I can't control it? Got no appetite, I guess the party's over. I can't sleep at night and I keep rolling over cause my skin is itchy and the paranoia got me worried, sick, and it is so annoying. I've been throwing up, it looked like motor oil, but I chose to quit and now I can't avoid it. The right things to do are the hardest choices. Is this
the right things to do are the hardest choices? We all know that. Look, I've openly talked about on my channel, my own demons and my own addictions and the ones that I've been able to overcome and those that I still fight with to this day. There are a difference. You see, that's another one. I could look down at all the other people that I know that are saying things that don't line up with what reality is, but I'm going to let that be, man, because I can't look down. But this is deep, Tom. I mean, this is just opening up the book and showing you, if you've never been through an addiction and had to make that decision and have to look around and realize that what everyone had saw for months and months and months, you now see too in yourself. You now see the reality all around you that, look, unless you do something, ain't nobody else going to.
look like motor oil, but I chose to quit and now I can't avoid it. The right things to do are the hardest choices. Is this the moment when I need a donor? Liver failing from the liquor pouring, while the room is spinning, it ain't vodka soda. What is almost killing me is being sober. Talk about pitfalls.
What has almost killed me is being sober. Man, let me tell you, I haven't had a drink in 15 years. 15 years, I haven't had a drink. That's now an accomplishment. But at 1 year in, dude, it seemed like an eternity. And it seemed like an impossible feat to ever overcome. At 2 years in, it still felt like nothing more than a step kept me away from falling off. It wasn't easy. An addictive personality tied up into addictive products is a very, very hard cycle to crack. And I say that as somebody that's, look, I'm fixing to light a cigarette. Okay, I've smoked for almost 40 years. Yeah, is what it is. I grew up in a time when it was no strange thing to get sent to the store, to buy mom a pack of cigarettes. And corner store, everybody knew everybody. Nobody questioned that. Anyway, those days are long gone, but the addictions of those days still haunt some of us. And to bring it back, I'm going way off in the left field. I have not quit smoking cigarettes because of withdrawals. Like, I hate them. I hate the way they smell. I spend hundreds of dollars a month to make sure that my house doesn't smell like cigarettes. It drives me crazy as soon as I finish recording to be able to sit in here and record. I smoke in here, and I'll open the window and put a fan on. I don't like the smell. I don't like the habit. But if I don't have the nicotine, I become a very different person. Alcohol was not as hard as these cigarettes are. Think about that. There's illegal substances I've done that are not as bad as these. So everybody needs to be listening and relating to this, because this is everybody's story.
Spinning, it ain't vodka soda. What is almost killing me is being sober. Talk about pitfalls, surrounded by brick walls. This is what kids call withdrawal. Deleted every number from my phone. I'm staying home. Really wish that I was drunk with all my friends. I'm gonna beat it or I won't and overdose. Really wish that I was high with all my friends. Never cared for therapists. My arrogance embarrassing. It isn't fair to tear with this. Addiction placed my parents in. I'm scared repair will never fix the voluntary negligence, the wear and tear my errors did. They almost had to bury me.
The wear and tear my errors did. Man. I'm sorry. I'm at a loss. I'm at a loss on this one, man. I'm somewhere. Time got me somewhere else. Thinking about my own, you struggle through your vices, but they become your demon, and you carry that demon every single day of your life. You can never get rid of him. It's why someone, if you know, you know. If you're a recovering alcoholic, I am a recovering alcoholic. I will always be a recovering alcoholic. Until the day that I die, I'm recovering every single day. Every single day is a battle. When I think back to years ago when I was able to just chase the bottom of a bottle for a dream. A $20 bill in my pocket, a shot. We got to go. But I also am now older, and I have to live with the repercussions of the things that those years of my life did to my body. I got to wake up every day with those pains and be reminded of what gave them to me, what caused them. It's what a child calls withdrawal. Because an adult understands it's a lifestyle change that will affect you for the rest of your life. You can't run away from it. It will chase you till you're gone. Now, either learn to deal with it now or face a very long, hard road.
With this addiction placed my parents in. I'm scared repair will never fix the voluntary negligence, the wear and tear my errors did. They almost had to bury me. Is this the moment where I screw up and relapse? Waste all my money on rehab. Can't take a pill from the doctor to relax. Lash out in anger whenever I react. Feel like a weak man. I don't want to be that. Living every day to get a buzz on the weekend.
Living every day to get a buzz on the weekend. Oh my goodness. I can remember on a construction site working 60-hour weeks, and half of my check went to painkillers. And I told myself that it was the cost of doing the job that I was doing, that I needed that to compensate for the pain, to do the job that I was doing. That's the lie I told myself. That's what withdrawal's about. It's about being able to, you get to a point where the party's over and everybody has realized it except for you. When you realize it, you will go through withdrawals. You will have your life ripped apart. You will question everything. And if you're a very smart addict, or addictive personality is, I tell people, I had this conversation the other day. I told somebody, said, the reason you do the things you do is you have an addictive personality. I understand that because I have an addictive personality. It's what makes cigarettes hard to smoke. It what made me a prime candidate to be an addict to freaking painkillers. It's what made me a prime candidate to be an alcoholic. The fact that my grandfather owned a bar should not have deemed me to a life of alcoholism. My grandfather had 35 grandchildren. If that's the case, then they should all be drunks. But they're not. So it's my addictive personality that keeps me tied into those things. Kept me tied into those things. Admit that to yourself. You get in your own way. You get in your own way. He mentioned that. You're going to get in your own way. And depending on what you're doing and what you're trying to recover from, you're going to physically hurt. But you got to be stronger than it. You got to understand it. Look, I tell people all the time, I use marijuana for medicinal purposes, for joint pains and back issues. And my doctor would love to give me a prescription of painkillers. And when he tried to do that 2 years ago to be able to handle the knee pain as a floor guy that I have, he wanted to write me a prescription for painkillers. And I got up and I was walking out. And he looks at my old lady. He goes, "Where's he going?" She said, "You're trying to give an ex-pill junkie a prescription for painkillers. He's not going to take it." And she was right. I had been clean from that addiction for 12, going on 13 years. I understood that all he was doing was giving me a door. It was my decision. Am I going to walk through it? I went through withdrawals once. I don't want to do it again. And I still go through it on certain levels with every single addiction in my life. These included, addiction. Okay? Look, this can affect every person. People think, well, alcoholic or a drug addict is an addict. Look, if you can't spend a day without looking at your phone, you're an addict. You're addicted to something. And we all need to be acknowledging what we're addicted to and trying to figure out how to move past it, because that's what's holding you back. That's what's holding me back. That's what was holding Tom back. Tom just figured out how to get it out of his way and then explain it to you.
Where I screw up and relapse, waste all my money on rehab. Can't take a pill from the doctor to relax. Lash out in anger whenever I react. Feel like a weak man, I don't wanna be that. Living every day to get a buzz on the weekend. I'm in the deep end, fighting with demons. Trying to stay clean, I just really need a reason. My bones are shaking in my hands.
I'm trying to stay clean, man. I just really need a reason. I'll be honest with you. And I've told people this. The first 5 years of my sobriety, I give to my children. I give them all the credit. I give them all the glory. Because I spent, I've talked about that on the channel as well. I spent 14 years as a single dad raising kids. They're all grown now. They're adults themselves. But the first 5 years of sobriety, I give it to my children. They were my reason. I got up every day and I had a reason. Beyond that, that reason became me more than them. Because now they're adults. They've moved on with their lives. And I'm left here with this house. I'm left here with all these walls, all these memories. They're mine. I can't never relapse, because that means I'd have to turn my back on that. It's the same thing Tom's saying. Look, he'd have to turn his back on everything to take one step toward falling off. Understand the consequences. Remember what I said. You're going to take the prescription the doctor gave you. I mean, the doctor says, so it's medically okay. If you know who you are, you won't take it.
I'm in the deep end, fighting with demons. Trying to stay clean, I just really need a reason. My bones are shaking in my hands and feet. I see my rib cage, but I can't eat. I still wake up panicking, so I can't sleep. I just sit in the bathtub and try to breathe. Talk about pitfalls, surrounded by brick walls. This is what kids call withdrawals. Deleted every number from my phone, I'm staying home. Really wish that I was drunk with all my friends. I'm gonna beat it or I won't and overdose. Really wish that I was high with all my friends. I've never felt this bad before. I don't know if I'll make it. Don't have the strength to get off the floor right now, but I'm hoping and praying. My whole life I wanted more. This might be the end, but now I've had too much fun. It's over now. I loved what I hated. Deleted every number from my phone.
I don't understand the people that hate on Tom. I really don't. You know, we kind of touched on it a little bit in the beginning and touch on it again. I really don't understand what y'all problem is. The man is just an amazing storyteller. And you're just mad at the story or the storyteller. Which is it? I don't understand it. Look, if you're just mad at Tom for being Tom, well then hell, be mad at me for being me. The people that watch my channel and the people that tune in to listen to my big mouth talk up here, they might not be cut from the same cloth as you. You ever thought of that? Maybe you're just on the wrong channel. Change the channel. It's that simple. We forgot that we lived in a world where we have the controller. Change the channel. If you don't want to hear Tom, change the channel. Or if you're trying to do what you're doing because Tom gets numbers and you want some of those, don't be mad when someone calls you on your BS. Just saying. Anyway, it sounds like Tom's fixing to go into the end of this. Let's let him finish it out. Let's see. I want to see how he puts an end on this.
I loved what I hated. Deleted every number from my phone. I'm staying home. Really wish that I was drunk with all my friends. I'm gonna beat it or I won't.
I'm going to beat it or I won't. You know what I find ironic in there is he says, you know, I deleted all my numbers. I wish I could be with my friends. Anybody that's been through withdrawals understands that the first person you have to change to get clean is you. And the first thing that you have to do is remove yourself from your environment. Your friends are part of the problem. They have their own demons. They have their own problems. You know, you ever heard the old saying, I can do bad all by myself. You get to that point and you understand your addiction at a different level. I reached that plateau some time back. It sounds like to me, Tom has just crossed that plateau and he's trying to get you guys to understand the journey. Even though it's hard, the journey is what makes you special. Take the journey. Everybody takes that journey. Become special. Because you touch the world in a different way. You see things in new light. That's the most advice. Look, I've talked at an AA meeting because I'm 15 years sober. I tell people, you know, what my vice is. I smoke cigarettes. I smoke pot. That more for medical reasons now, but that's just, to be honest with you and myself, that's just a facade that now covers an addiction that I've had my whole life. I've had worse addictions and I've conquered them. So the few vices I have, I leave myself with, and I'm good. Get to that point. Be happy with yourself. Then you quit hating on other people. You're going to go through these withdrawals. This is what it's like. How many people can tell you what it's like from the other side and you actually connect with it? Tom can. He can tell you a lot of things that make you think. But then you get mad because he won't tell you what he thinks. He doesn't have to. I'm just rambling now. I'm a rambling man. Look, I don't even know why I paused it anymore. So I'm going to back it up. Tom, take us home.
I was drunk with all my friends. I'm gonna beat it or I won't and overdose.
Oh, yeah. Numbers in the phone.
Really wish that I was high with all my friends. Deleted every number from my phone. I'm staying home. Really wish that I was drunk with all my friends. I'm gonna beat it or I won't and overdose. Really wish that I was high with all my friends.
Video by one Nova Rockefeller, like you didn't know already. But anyway, I love the song, Tom. It's up there, man. I'm going to put this one up there with Angels. Those songs just mean something different to me because of my story. I'm sure that's why they mean something different to a lot of people. But as far as for one to hate the messenger, man, y'all get off of Tom's back. Don't make me come out there and explain this to you. Look, I was talking to somebody right before I did this. One of the people that was on me about doing this reaction knew I might open my big mouth about some things I do know, but I didn't. We talked about, I turned her on to Tom, right? Because in the beginning she was, I don't know. And it was over the song American Dreams. And she viewed it one way and I viewed it another. And I explained it and articulated my view of what I felt Tom was trying to do in that song. And she went back and listened to it again. And she says, you know what, Scatter, you're right. I understand. And you have to do that with Tom's music, man. You have to understand the message. Now, I don't vibe with every single song Tom MacDonald drops on a daily. I do have Tom MacDonald on my playlist, which means I hear a lot of his music. I kind of like some of his controversial stuff. I don't know if I'd call it controversial as more as it is just he pisses y'all off. Y'all don't like to hear the truth. That's all that is. Anyway, why am I rambling? I don't know. We're going to blame Nitro. We're going to call this the video. I'm going to get out of here, man. I'm scared. I hope y'all had fun. Tom killed this shit, man.